Good morning, students. Let us discuss the next and last part of the lesson, food security. So yesterday we have discussed about how the PDS system is working. So in various states, how the PDS system is working and how the people getting percentage share of purchases from PDS rice and wheat. So when you compare with other states, Tamil Nadu and combined AP, people are getting more percentage of food grains from PDS system. Bihar is getting very less percentage of food grains from PDS system. But these people who are getting less percentage of food grains from the PDS system, they have to spend more money from their income to purchase food grains from the market. Why? Because the market prices are more. Okay, that is the responsibility of the government. They should try to control the prices of the food grains in the market also, then people will be get benefit. Okay, next another one is buffer stock. The FCI, Food Corporation of India, maintain every year minimum stock in the corporation, so to provide food grains to PDS system, or for midday meals, for another uh, hostels, so which are maintained by the government. So that is more important. So they will calculate buffer stock with their experience. Next another one is, so the Indian government came out with a new law in 2013 called the National Food Security Act to legalize people's right to food. Right to food. Now it is one of the right to the people. Access food is the right to the people. So it applies to approximately two-thirds of the population of India. So at the time of enacting this act, so our government became blamed. Why? Because if they implemented two-thirds of the people, so means it declared that most of the Indian people are very poor. So maybe through this act, we disclosed our economy to the world. Okay, so here, as per this law, every person of low income families is entitled to get 5 kilograms per person per month at subsidized rates. So when among poor means who are below the poverty line, below the poverty. Already you know that people, some people comes under below the poverty line who are earning less than 27,000 per annum. That family comes under below poverty line. So any family earning 2,250 per month, so those are also comes under below poverty line. So those people called poorest are below, who are coming under below poverty line. So they can get 35 kilograms of food grains. Okay, so under this scheme, so every family will get rice, wheat and millets for rupees 3, rupees 2 or rupees 1 respectively. So maybe it is provided by the central government. Okay, under this law, if required, a maximum of 75% of people living in rural areas and 50% of urban population have the right to buy food grains from public distribution system. Okay, if the government is not able to provide food grains in the form of material, so the government will give cash to the people to buy food grains in the open market. So this law also envisages providing free cooked meals for pregnant women, lactating mothers, children aged 1 to 6 coming to Anganwadis and midday meals for children aged 6 to 14 in schools. So through Anganwadis, through schools, they are providing food to some people who are attending to those schools. So while Indian Parliament enacts various laws such as National Food Security Act and implements schemes such as Integrated Child Development Scheme ICDS in recent times to provide food security to the people. So already you know that midday meals also implemented in Tamil Nadu for the first time. Next, that was spread throughout the country. So even the courts also instructed to all the governments to implement this scheme. So that's why they started. So through these schemes, the schools provide midday meals. Okay, that should be locally produced and hot and cooked. Okay, so to hygienic and nutritious and with varied menus for every day of the week. In the beginning, this government sanctioned very less price for meal, but now they increased. So today, nowadays, they are providing egg for every alternative days in the schools also. In the hostels, they prepared menu. So every week, students should provide egg and non-veg also in their diet. Okay, this is the largest school feeding program in the world. Okay, in order to generate revenue for this scheme, so the court directed the Indian government to impose taxes. Sometimes they impose cess. Cess means tax on tax. Tax on tax. On the tax, they impose 0.5% like that. So to provide funds to these schemes. So this hot cooked meal is also now provided in Anganwadis for children. So to cook this food, they utilized Dalit cooks, widows, and destitute women. So to provide work to them and to maintain equality between the people. So these people appoint to cook. Okay, next, nutrition status. So another one is nutrition food. Adequate food is more important. Okay, so lastly we look at the nutrition status of children and adults to judge whether the food actually consumed is adequate. Already we have discussed most of the people are not taking adequate food. They are taking less than adequate food. Why? Because they don't have the purchasing capacity. Okay, this also informs us if the above discussed systems, either PDS system, midday meals, and ICDS and Anganwadis, okay, actually functioning properly or not, we can judge. Okay, next, food is required by the body for all its functions, for energy, growth, and the capacity to remain healthy and fight illness. So already we got good experience in COVID-19 who are having more immunity power. They were away from the COVID-19. So who don't have immunity power, they affected by the COVID-19. So to improve the immunity power, people ate good nutrition food in that time. Okay, so the food that we consume is normally classified as carbohydrates. Already you know more than me. Why? Because you are the science students. Okay, carbohydrates that provide energy through wheat, rice, ragi, jawar, oils, sugar, fats, etc. So we should take ragi, jawar, and other food items also. Usually we take only wheat and rice. Mostly even Telugu state people take more rice. So protein that help growth and regeneration of body tissues through beans, dal, meat, eggs, rice, wheat. Vitamins, that provide protection and ensure the working of many vital systems of the body through food such as fruits, leafy vegetables, sprouts, unpolished rice. So here we are taking regularly polished rice only. Okay, but try to take unpolished rice to improve the vitamins. Minerals that are required in small quantities for many important functions such as iron for mm, blood formation. This is provided through green leafy vegetables. Ragi, I think we get minerals through water also. So these are more important in our food. So it is difficult to find either the people are taking sufficient amounts of carbohydrates, vitamins, proteins, minerals consumed by each individual in the family or not. So to know this, so our nutritionists have devised indicators using height and weight that can inform us whether individuals are well nourished or not. Okay, so according to our weight, we should have some weight. Okay, so if you compare with both, so we can find either they are taking nutrition food or not. Okay, so if they are differ with height and weight, means they are not taking nutrition food. So through various measurements of large population and using statistical knowledge, nutritionists have been able to arrive at reliable standard ranges. So, a survey conducted by the National Institute of Nutrition, Hyderabad, NIN, across many states. So, they identified, so many people are not taking proper diet, proper nutrition diet. Okay, because of poverty, because of lack of purchasing power. Okay, because of not functioning the schemes properly. Okay, so these studies can help us to examine whether these situations are exceptions or an indication of general trend. They also help us to look at issues that may be hidden and not so be obvious to common sense. So, as discussed above, to examine the nutritional status of children, simple but accurate measurements of height and weight are used. So, this is one of the simple technique. It is usually used in the Anganwadis. So, who are attending Anganwadi schools, so those children's age and height and weight will be recorded and showed. Okay, so you could visit in Anganwadi center and observe how this is carried out. Since children grow fast, their weight changes significantly with age, unlike in adults. For this indicator to be reliable, weight is to be accurately measured and the correct age should be mentioned. So these readings are then plotted against charts that have been developed by nutritionists to examine if they fall within a normal range or below. So they prepare one chart. So height and weight. So based on the age, so how much weight and height should be grow. Okay. For example, when we float the weight of a children against his age, it tells us whether the child is underweight. This is for one child. Here one table given. So very less weight, less, normal. So one dotted line given. Who are above the dotted line, those are good. Okay. Next. Here, according to MIN survey, MIN means NIN, National Institute of Nutrition, Hyderabad. So, out of the 7,000 children, so they found that age group between 1 to 5 years examined in the survey from many states in the country, 45% of children are underweight. 45 percent of children are underweight. Means they are not taking nutrition food, adequate nutrition food. Their weight was less than what is expected by normal standards. So why? Because they are not getting adequate food. And this condition underweight, so unless we survey, so it may not be easily visible or identifiable. Those are the children who are underweight look healthy, but those are underweight. So going just by common sense, we fail to realize that enormous number of children in the country are underweight. So only when we check we can find. Okay, so some report says that the overall prevalence of underweight was about 45% throughout the country, and it was significantly higher among 3 to 5 years compared to 1 to 3-year children. Okay, so at the time of age 1 to 3 years, mother will feed to them. So after 3 years, they should need good food. Okay, the prevalence was more than 50% in the states of Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, and observed lowest in Kerala. Why? Because people are educated and they spread across the country to work. So that's why. So Kerala is good in all aspects. Literacy rate is more, employment is more. Okay, population is less, and they are in good in all the aspects. Okay, so the overall prevalence severe underweight was about 16% throughout the country, that is 16%, but in some states it is more. Okay, so nutritionists compare 3 different charts for free school children. So here some given. So the children in the country overall 45%, height is floated against age 41-21%. You can observe this table. So the nutrition status among adult men and women is measured using body mass index. So to measure in adult men and women, so we use another procedure, body mass index. So that is called BMI is equal to weight in kgs, height in meters squared. So this index is compared with the range to show if the individual is underweight, within normal range, or overweight. So already based on NMI report, 45% of the children are underweight. So shall we observe the what is the condition in men and adult men and women? The prevalence chronic energy deficiency, so below 18.5 among men was about 35%. In men, 35% men are below chronic energy deficiency, while overweight, obesity was 10%. Both are there, less weight and more weight. Okay, about 35% of adult women had chronic energy deficiency, and 14% were overweight. Okay, obesity. So the prevalence of chronic energy deficiency was highest in the states of Odisha, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh. Okay, and followed by 33 to 38% in Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and West Bengal. In our state also, so 33 to 38% people are underweight. Adult men and women underweight. So how is this related to food security? So why people are facing these problems? How it will be related to food security? Already, so according to our studies, government is providing food through midday meals, through PDS system and another schemes, even though people are undernourished. How? Why? So, because those are not functioning properly or not. Shall we discuss? So, a doctor who is working in a rural area of Chhattisgarh, running a community health program where streams of underweight patients come every day, explains this link. From a study of the patients, he found that the PDS grain of 35 kg per month per a family of 5 lasted only 11 days. So, what the food grains they are receiving from the PDS system, that is only feed them for only 11 days. What about the remaining 19 days? For the rest of the month, they have to depend on the market or their own produce. Okay, so here if you take one rickshaw puller in a Bilaspur who earns 70 to 80 rupees a day, so would try to survive in the PDS grain, spending 400 on rent and 100 on electricity, like that. It was not surprising that he lost weight and caught TB. So why? Because so he was under nutrishment. Okay, so these measures are thus indicators of food security. The doctor from Chhattisgarh says no one would have a lower weight or height if she had access to adequate food. So the proof of the pudding is in the eating. We can judge all processes like efficiency of the PDS, the importance given to growing food crops, and the purchasing power of people by looking at body parameters like weight and height. So, besides, a person's height can also tell us whether food was available during his her childhood. Okay, so we can still choose to describe underweight and stunned people as malnourished if we like, but I suggest the correct them would be hunger. Because of hunger they are less weight. Okay, so these are the indicators. So by this we can understand most of the people at present also not getting adequate food because of various problems, because of poverty, because of unemployment, because of lack of purchasing power, because of food scarcity. Okay, so by this what we have to understand, so we have to improve the production of food grains in our country. We have to provide a good system to access the food to all the people, and the prices of the food grains, vegetables and other pulses and cereals should be decreased. Government should control prices on those goods to access food to all the people. Clear? So with this lesson is completed. So write your own points. Okay, read well. Thank you.